Good April morning. It is Saturday, April the 11th, and I'm in growing zone 6B. So let's go take a morning stroll through the garden today, and I'm going to start over here with the Monarch waystation. So I pulled a lot of stuff out of here last night, and I went up to the local nursery to try to replace some of my Asclepia. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3 Asclepia left. Those are the Asclepia tuberosa. And I asked her if she would get any common butterfly weed or Asclepia tuberosa in. And she looked at me kind of funny, and I said, you know, the orange stuff, it grows on the side of the highway. And she looked at me and she tried to look up what she orders. And then that's when I realized she doesn't grow her own plants. She orders plants. And she doesn't always know what she's getting in. So I ain't gonna lie, I was a little disappointed over that. I really thought, you know, she would be like a local person who would know local plants. But again, there's that niche, you know, that nobody in this area has fulfilled for me. So I'm fulfilling it. I'm growing my own local stuff. She doesn't know if she's gonna get any in. So that was really disappointing. So I'm down to 3 Asclepia tuberosa. And of course I want just a full amount, like at least 3 rows of Asclepia tuberosa in here, and I can easily fit that in here. But we do have some nice things left. First I want to mention my lampshades. So it was a couple of years ago, I guess, when I made those. So those are just Dollar Tree bowls. You just put tape on them and paint, and then peel the tape off, and then glue them to a solar light. And it makes the cutest little shadow when the lights come on at night. So we got some lamb's ear there. And then a lot of rue. Rue is really spreading rapidly in this waystation. So I have a mother rue right here in the center. And I trimmed her way back last night, way back. But you can see like how many babies she's thrown off. She's been in here 4 or 5 years now. And she's really thrown a lot of rue babies off. So I'll have to start digging those up and selling those off. Lots and lots of native yarrow. The yarrow had gotten out and started growing over there, along with the purple coneflower. So I had to dig everything up and put it back in the garden where it belongs. And and the lilies. So we have these lilies growing here, and Mama Lily threw off a bunch of babies. Those are a little bit close to Mama for me to get out of there without affecting her roots. But as you can see, I did move a couple of baby lilies. And our purple coneflower. I've got a lot of this in the greenhouse coming up, so I'll be able to replace all my purple coneflower. One chive. So my husband and I are going to go, and some bee balm. My husband and I are going to go to a nursery that we like in the city, and we're going to pick up some more plants for the butterfly garden. So then the peonies, you can see, again, I'm growing zone 6B, and my peonies, this is 7 of 9. They're quite, I wish I could give you some reference. They're quite tall. I'm standing up straight, and they're almost waist high to me already. They're really doing well. They're doing very well. The fact that I pulled all of those yarrow and purple echinacea up is going to give me a full row now for zinnia. And I can even add a second row of zinnia in over there. And then a third and a fourth row of zinnia right over here in front of this lily bed. I love this lily bed. It's got a nice mixture of lilies in it. And they're growing so well. We've had so much rain, and then we get a beautiful couple of sunny days, and then we get another downpour, and they're just thriving over here. They look so well. You're doing a good job, Lily. Lily's hiding right back in there. Okay, the other side, all of these rows are waiting. There's 4 rows in here, and they're waiting for their pollinator plants. We still have to get the 2 butterfly shrubs. I did manage to mulch all of this down. So this is ready for mums. And we left a mullein growing. And I've just moved a bunch of bee balm out of here. So this is ready for pumpkin And then we have two rows over here. No, 3 rows over here. So this is ready, waiting for 3 rows. And what I did was, this is the center one is for bee balm. But I just decided to go around. It's kind of hard right now because I haven't weeded in between my rows. It's kind of hard to tell, but bee balm, you can see all of these right here are just native. I just went around the yard, dug them up, and put them here. A massive one over there, and then that one right there. And all of this side is all blazing star all the way down. The blank spaces in between, there's only a few, but enough for a few more glad bulbs. I planted 75 glad bulbs the other day, and I'll be putting the last 25 into those bare spaces. These are all my glads. This is their 3rd year. This whole bed is glads. My daisy seeds were too old. They did not germinate, so this is just going to be an entire glad bed. I haven't got my gravel in yet for my walkway, so I don't want to walk in the mud, but there's a line of glads here and a hummingbird vine in the center. In case I forgot to mention, the 2 rows that are right here, those will be sunflowers. So we do have some annuals going in here. And if we walk down this part of the garden, past the peonies, this is the spring garden. This has those, all the spring flowers go all the way down to there. These are the irises I still have left. If they don't do anything this year, then I'm going to pull the rest of them out. I did thin that way down because that clump was getting huge. Then we got our lemon balm and golden oregano there. Just some native flowers and bee balm there. And then this is another second lily patch. Look how big they are. They're so big. I love lilies. It has a lot more lilies planted in here. You can see some little baby lilies coming up right over here. It's hard for me to look. Little baby lilies coming up. All of that is going to be nothing but lilies. And then as we come back down this way, this is the new medicine garden. So this was all a white native pollinator garden, and I decided to mulch it all down, which was quite difficult for me. It made me kind of sad, but it has to be what it has to be. So I'm going to put gravel in here so I have a nice walkway between my barrels, which is where I collect water for watering the garden. Those 2 giant stones are going to be moved and put over there. There's a couple more of them over there. But this is going to be chamomile, St. John's wort, lavender, and rosemary. So that's the new garden. And that brings us all the way back here by the greenhouse where we have the wheelbarrow and 2 grill gardens. They're doing fantastic. And then this is the first year we decided to plant something in the refrigerator planter. So I decided to put some cherry tomatoes in here as they're heavy feeders. There are 3 in here, but eventually there will probably be only 1. And I'll just move the other 2 somewhere else. And then 2 baby basils. All right, I think you're all caught up with these gardens. I have some understory gardens that I'll be showing in a couple of future videos. All right, guys, sending you much, much love and light. Happy gardening.